So, what is command line? Command line is a text-based interface within the operating system. It usually forwards commands from the user to the operating system. So, command prompt or command line is a command line interpreter application available in most Windows operating systems. It is used to execute entered commands. Most of those commands automate tasks via scripts and batch files, perform advanced administrative functions, and troubleshoot or solve certain kinds of Windows issues. So command prompt is officially called Windows Command Processor, but it's also sometimes referred to as the command shell or CMD prompt, or even by its file name cmd.exe. So command prompt is sometimes incorrectly referred to as the DOS prompt or as MS-DOS itself. Command prompt is a Windows program that emulates many of the command line abilities available in MS-DOS, but it's not MS-DOS. So CMD is also an abbreviation for many other technology terms like centralized message distribution, color monitor display, and command management database, but none of them have anything to do with command prompt. Okay, so how do you open Windows CMD or how to access command prompt? So the normal method of accessing command prompt is via the shortcut located in the start menu or on the app screen depending on your version of the Windows. So this is the start menu of Windows 10. So we can actually locate through here, or you can search for CMD. So this is the command prompt, the Windows command prompt. So again, you just type or search for command exe on our search bar, and that's it. Or you can go to System Tools folder to search for the command prompt. Okay, so how to use command prompt? So to use command prompt, you enter a valid command prompt command along with many optional parameters. Command prompt then executes the command as entered and performs the task or function it's designed to perform in Windows. So commands must be entered into the command prompt exactly. The wrong syntax or a misspelling could cause the command to fail, or worse, it could execute the wrong command or the right command in the wrong way. A comfort level with reading command syntax is recommended. So syntax is so important that with some commands, especially the delete command, adding even a single space can mean deleting entirely different data. So be careful when using the command. Be careful when using the commands of the command prompt. So the proper way to execute that command. So there are a large number of commands that exist in command prompt. These are the different commands under the Windows CMD. So these are the commands, and muna siya iyahang description. So that's the first. Then we also have this. Alright, daghan pa kani siya command, DOS command. Wala pa lang ako nabutang tanan, but you can search this online. So let's try some of these command lines. Okay, so let's go to our, we will use the dir or the directory. Okay. So this line here says that currently we are at drive C under the users. This is the user. So if we wish to go up a folder, let's say outside hawat na danhang user na the annoying onion, so you just have to type cd or change directory and then dot. So if na-notice ninyo, nahimo na lang siyang users. And then if you wish to go out pagyud sa tong users, you just have to type cd dot. Now to check the directories under the C, you'll just have to type directory. So these are the directories under the C. No? So muna siya katong example na this one, the directory. Katong isa, this one, the CD. CD displays the current directory and lets you switch to other directories. So with the parameter /d plus drive and path specification, you can also switch drives. You use CD to switch to a higher directory. Now, kato yung pasabot nga, I can use D. Literally, pwede ko maingon na, for example, like this one. So, ni-shift na ko from C to D. If notice ni mo, D na siya. If naakay D nga partition sa imuhang laptops or sa imuhang PC, no? So, I haven't tried command prompt with your Android phones, but there were some emulators for this on mobile devices, but I have wala pa na ako na try, but I might post videos of me using emulators on Android phones. Okay, I am sure most of you are using Android phones, so I will try to emulate this one. But we'll just discuss this kay so magkita ta, so at least na mo idea what it says command prompt, no? So katong another code that I've used is the dir, or the dir displays all folders and files within the current directory. So you can restrict the outputs by attributes, simplify the list, or display all subdirectories under files. Now, we also have, where's the attribute here? Wait lang ha. Okay, we have this one, the attrib. It changes attributes of specified files with the parameter +R. You can protect a file from the changes. Now, naay virus nga ga-circulate before nga gana-hide niya ang files. Pag isaksak nimo siya, wala kay wala nagsulod imuhang USB, but gihide na siya sa virus. Now, attrib is very helpful with that. No, kung kato na gani siya nga virus nga ginahide ang imuhang files, attrib ra ang gamiton, or anything nga ginahide ang files or ginalock ang files, you can use attrib kay gina-change niya ang attributes sa imuhang specific folder, no? So wala man koy USB good nga na virusan, but inani siya, like for example na sa D kintay ako ang USB, you see attrib, and then you say let's remove the read only kay gina read only man na usually sa virus, then all, and then subfolders and subsystem, and hidden. Kaning minus, it means you remove the read only, a minus a, you remove the, what's a again, I forgot. Anyways, minus S for subdirectories and minus H for a remove ang hidden. And unsa din, like tanan directories nga naka-read only, tanan nga naka-hide na siya. So that's attrib, gina-change niya ang attribution sa imuhang folders or sa imuhang directories. Okay, so again, there are lots of commands available in Windows command prompt. So, we have here bits admin. It creates and monitors downloads and uploads. We have break, interrupts control +C, checking in DOS, allowing it to stop processes in the old operating system. Only available for compatible reasons in Windows. So we have call, calls a batch file within another batch file. The command has no effect if entered directly into CMD instead of on a batch file. We have CD, nag-discuss na ako kanina. We have clip, forwards the result of a command to the clipboard. For example, you can copy the directory structure or the content of a file. We have chcp, changes the current code page or shows the page count of the current code page. Chdir or change ch directory or displays the current directory and lets you switch to other directories. Choice creates a selection list. Typical example is a selection of yes or no, which is created with /c yn. We have CLS, clears the content of the text. When you say CLS, inani siya. Diba, daghan nakasulat. I'll just have to type CLS. So, i-clear niya. No, this is for CMD only. Then CMD, that starts cmd.exe. We also have color, changes the background and text color of the command prompt. And command also starts cmd.com. Date displays the current date and allows you to change it. With the parameter /t, the date is shown without the option to change. Debug starts debug, a program that can test and modify programs within the command prompt. dir, mananigani natin gidiscuss. We also have DOSKey. It creates macros, recalls commands, and edits command input. DOS shell opens the DOS shell, a graphical file management tool. Echo displays a message and is mainly used with scripts and batch files. Edit starts the MS-DOS editor with which you can create text files. Edlin creates and edits text files within the command prompt. We have the exit, ends command exe or cmd.com. Fast help displays helpful information about commands. Fast open writes the position of a program into a specified list, which is the working memory and should accelerate the start of programs. We have find, searches through a file or multiple files for a particular character and sequence. And find string, find str, finds character sequences in one or multiple files. We also have force DOS. This starts a program in the MS-DOS partial system in case not directly recognized by Windows XP as a DOS program. Kini siya, if for example, program dili mo run, you can use force DOS to check the compatibility with MS-DOS and then run a program, no? And pero dili na siya mo work sa Windows 10. Yes, when XP na siya sa una rin na mo ginagamit ang force DOS. We have graph table or graph table enables the option to use extended characters as specific code page in graphics mode. Graphics starts a program that can print graphics. Help displays help text for a specific command. Or you can use the / question mark. KB16 changes the country setting of the keyboard for DOS program. We have KB changes the country settings of the keyboard for DOS programs, and log off logs the user out of Windows. LPQ displays the status of printer queue for computers such as that use a line print daemon. LPR sends a file to a computer that uses a line printer daemon. MD creates a new directory on the specified path. So this one is make directory MD now. So maghimo ka directory. We also have mkdir. It's the same as MD. It creates a new directory. More outputs the content of a file by the page. MSG sends a message to another user. NLS-Func provides country-specific information for language support. NT Backup runs backup services directly from the command line, but dili na ni siya work with Windows 10, but kang XP pwede pa kayo. Pause pauses execution in batch files and scripts. PopD changes to the folder saved by pushd command. Print prints a text file. Prompt changes the display of the command prompt. Pushd saves a specific path into a script or batch file. We also have QBasic. Starts QBasic, a program environment based on the basic programming language. RD deletes a directory. That's remove directory. So this must not contain any files, even hidden ones. You can delete an entire directory tree with the / s parameter. Rem writes comment in batch and script files that aren't taken into account when executing. RM directory deletes a directory. It's the same as RD. Runas or run as allows a user to run commands with the rights of another user. ScanDisk starts Microsoft ScanDisk. SCH task sets the execution of specified programs and commands for a specified point in time. Set displays environmental variables of CMDXC. Shift moves variables with batch files and scripts. Shutdown shuts down the computer with forward S. Triggers a restart with forward R, or logs the user out. In C programming, when I used to program in C, I usually tied down or use Windows command in my C program para manipulate na ako ang mga functions sa Windows operating system, such as shutdown. So mag-create ko og program na kung i-click sa user mo shutdown ng iyang PC. Nanharagod, but I'm just using the available command prompt sa katong CMD, no? So that's shutdown. Kung gusto lang ka mag-play og trick, you can actually make use of the CMD commands. Dugangan lang din, ibutang lang nimo siya sa imuhang code, whatever language you will be using. We also have sort, list out data, and output it again sorted. Start opens a new command prompt window in which you can run a specific program or command. Sub-ST assigns a drive letter to a path to create a virtual drive. That's for creating virtual drives, actually. So task kill ends one or more running tasks. You can either have to specify the process or image name. So if you want to end a task, you just have to use the task kill command of the CMD. You also have task list. You list all running processes. Tanan nga nagdagan, i-display ni task list. Time displays the current time. Timeout stops a process for a specified time. Title changes the title of the command prompt. Tree graphically displays the directory structure of a drive or path. Type displays the content of a text file. We also have TZ utility, or TZ util, displays the current set time zone or changes it. Ver displays the current version number of Windows or MS-DOS. Append sets the path in which files will be searched for. Usually ka nang i-add on ganini mo ang append. But sadly, this will not work on Windows 10 anymore. ASOC changes the program that link with a particular file ending. Attrib, discuss na ako ganina. Cipher displays and changes the encryption status of files and directories on NTFS partitions. Comp compares the content of two files or two file sets. Compact displays and changes the compression status. Copy copies a file or multiple files to another location. CS script runs scripts over the Microsoft script host. Speaking of scripts, kind of mga batch programming and script is very beneficial for you as programmer. So I suggest you start learning that too. We also have del, or deletes a file or multiple files. Del3 deletes a directory as well as the subdirectories of the files within. Si del, but dili na siya go-work karon. Si del3, dili na siya go-work karon. Si del lang. We have the ants compresses file without any loss. Disk comp compares the content of two disks. Disk copy copies the content of a disk to another. End local ends the valid range of changes to batch files or scripts. Erase function is the same as delete. Exe2bin converts an exe file to a binary file. Expand extracts files and folders stored in cab files. Extract32 extracts files and folders stored in cab files. Same sila ni expand32. Kaning si extract32 same na expand, no? And we have extract files and folders stored in cab files. FC compares two individual files or two sets of files. For sets a specific commands that should be run for each individual file in a file set. For files selects one or more files and runs command that refers to these files. F-type specifies a program for opening a specific file type. Go-to skips the execution within a batch program to a specific line. Kaning go-to is very common sa katong C program. Oh no, C. Nga, mogamit lang ka go-to to skip a code. Go-to din ka to another one. If represents a conditional statement and executes expression with batch files only under certain conditions. Make cab compresses files without loss in cab format. MK-link creates a symbolic link to a file. Move moves a file or multiple files from one directory to another. We also have open files, display and separates open systems files and folders. Recover restores readable files that were on a defective data drive. Ren changes the name of a particular file. Directory and drive cannot be changed this way or use the rename command. Rename function is the same as ren. Replace replaces the selected file or files with one or more other files. So we have RoboCopy, allows so-called robust file copying. RSM manages media on removable storage devices. Set local limits the valid range of changes to batch files or scripts. Share installs file sharing and file locking. SXS Trace starts the WinSXS tracing utility. We also have take own, restores administrator access rights of files that have been lost when reassigning a user. Undelete undoes the deletion of a file. Verify, when enabled, checks whether files are written correctly on a data drive. Where finds files that match a particular search topic. Xcopy copies files and entire directory structures. Check disk. Kanisha, no, you have to remember this one if you're using Windows operating system. Checks and repairs a data drive. This is very beneficial, especially kung dugay na mong PC. Gina-check disk gina nimo pero maminte para ma-clean up niya ang imong drive, no? Okay, we have double space, DBL space, creates or configures compresses drives. Defragments all or only specified drives. Now, after you check disk, and if you see nga fragmented na gani kayo imong drive, then you use defrag to defragment all your disk, no? Kay kung fragmented kayo imong drive, maunang tingala ka nga dugay kay ang searching, lag kaayo imong PC kay ka-fragment na ang mga memory sa imong disk. So it's better to defrag once a month. This partition manages, creates, and deletes partition from the hard drive. So if you have partitions, this part is beneficial. Kung gusto ka magdugag partition, then you can use this part. We also have this pdiag, DOSX, driver query, driver space. Fdisk creates, deletes, and manages partition on the hard drive. Formats a drive to the file system specified by the user. So, kung gusto nimo i-format imuhang flash drive, then you can use this one. But, sa karon man good, graphical naman tanan, you can actually just right-click your flash drive and right-click and format, no? But, pwede sad ka magamit kang command prompt. Okay, so those are the Windows commands available in Windows operating system.